They try hard to have me. But as you know, as my history in Manchester United, your heart, your feeling, the history that you did before, make the difference. And of course, as well, Sir Alex Ferguson. So I was surprised in the same way, but it was conscious decision because the heart speaking loud in that moment.
You were a Manchester United legend. So when you say your heart led you, it's because of that, the history you had with the club and the relationship you maintained with Sir Alex, with the fans.
I think it was the key. It was the difference in that moment. But I cannot be loyal if I would say that Manchester City wasn't close. But I think I did.
The rig all the way to the ocean 100 plus feet below. If you add in some bad windy weather, the risk of falling increases tenfold. Also, the crude oil that these roughnecks are drilling for is highly combustible, and so fires are a huge concern as well. And if that wasn't risky enough, there's also this phenomenon known as a blowout, where basically the oil well that the drill is actually drilling into will just explode. Now, all rigs have some sort of mitigating equipment to try to save themselves in case this occurs, but in reality, if it happens and you are unfortunately near the drill when it happens, you are likely to be killed or maimed. While the downsides of working on an oil rig are fairly obvious, the upsides are too. Namely, your pay is fantastic. In 2000, a 41-year-old father of two named Gordon Moffat was a roughneck working on the Magellan. His primary job was to perform maintenance on the drill. Now, these offshore rigs work great most of the time.
Bit of respect, isn't it? So we're just talking as you come in, Dave, right? And you're obviously a very busy guy. Do you get to watch much football anymore? Because I think a lot of people think, does he watch games other than Inter Miami?
No, I actually do. Because obviously I've got a lot of boys in the house that also are supporters of either United or Romeo's, obviously Arsenal.
How have you allowed that to happen, man? My kids are all
it's
Man
a
United.
long story. He was really young, and we were in London one Friday, and he was like, "Dad, let's go to a game this weekend." So I started to look at the fixtures, and I was like, oh, Arsenal are at home. So I thought, you know what? They're always really nice to me when I go down to watch United and Arsenal. And I thought, okay, they'll look after us. There won't be any hassle getting in, no hassle sat there. So we walked in, amazing seats, sat in the director's box.
You're like not happy, it's easier to just distract yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Now the level above that is you've got people who are operating, they are working every day, but they're operating in low leverage opportunities, right? So they're doing things that do not give them a lot of return on their time, right? And so it's like I could work, it doesn't matter how many hours I work at McDonald's, it's very, very difficult to become wealthy there, right? It's just near impossible, right? Mm-hmm. Versus like you could buy a building for $10 million and then sell it to somebody else for $11 million, just get the contract and make $1 million on the exchange. Super high leverage, right? From a time perspective, which is crazy for somebody who doesn't have money to even contemplate something like that. But the only way that happened, and that required no money, is skill, right? And so like that's an example of like it didn't require money to make that money. That's skill that's required to do that. And so first is the time, right? People are not doing stuff with the time that they have, or they're doing low leverage activities with the time they have. And then they're not trying to increase
No, I mean, you're exactly right. And that was an amazing thing to be aware of. I wasn't there for that game. I was back in the States. So I was following from home. And Sean Harvey, who's the strategic advisor to the board, who is our man on the ground, who is kind of been so central to everything we've done. He was there, and he and I. There's a group thread with all of us on, with Rob and Ryan and Sean and I on, that we talk business and updates and all sorts of things.
Memes.
And then he and I have like separate, loads of hilarious memes. And then we have a separate. Sean and I have a separate thing because we're just talking so much more, and we don't want to clog that up. And he sent me a message in this separate one, being like, Ryan's crying in the corner at full time, and I was like, what? And he's like, I don't know what's happened, but he's got it. He got it.
Oh yeah, he's the best centre forward in the world. I won't change my mind on that. Obviously, he sometimes doesn't get involved in the game enough. And actually said in the second half, I feel there are moments where I actually watched Sergio Aguero here for a number of years. He was a completely different striker, but he was special, different level special Aguero. And I always thought, you could score 40 goals in the Premier League. You could score 45 goals in the Premier League. You're that good. And I always feel that about Haaland as well, and he does, and he scores so many goals. But I always think you could do so much more. You could hold it up, you could ragdoll defenders, you could chase things down, you could defend it in your own box, you could win headers, you could do everything because you're that good a player. And today was that performance. He was absolutely brilliant. At the start of the second half, he cleared about 3 corners and second phase sort of balls that came into the box with his head, with his feet. I think he had 5 or 6 clearances, the most in the game.
So give this version of Michael Owen a listen. Ballon d'Or, Michael. I don't know if you actually realise the significance of this.
I didn't when I won it at all. Didn't really know what it was when I won it.
What do you mean?
It was only when I went to Madrid. They don't mention your name without saying Ballon d'Or winner after it. But in England, no one said anything. It's only got really popular, I think, in England in the last 15, 20 years or whatever.
Yeah,
but
since Ronaldo and Messi started, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it's kids now, like, it's unbelievable. People see it, feel it, want it, hear about it. But I don't think it was as big as it was back then.
But just to explain this, and I put it into a bit of context, only the 4th Englishman to ever win the trophy, and you were 22 years old at the time. So Liam Delap's age, you won this.
Yeah.
When you put it like that, it's crazy. The year before you won it, Figo and Zidane were 1 and 2. Nobody has won it from England since you've won it.